Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay, emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Wednesday night, March the 19th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Right away, out of the gate, why don't you guys put in the chat where you're watching from tonight? And today, I'm not as rushed. The Canucks didn't play. I didn't do awesome in bowling because I didn't bowl. And I've been at home for the last couple hours just waiting to do this show. So it's Coach Rob's birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to bring him on the show tomorrow as a longtime franchise member. So enjoy your last hour of however old you are. Coach Rob, I think you said you're turning, I saw it earlier. You're turning 55. So Coach Rob, enjoy your last day of being 54 years old. So we got Murray from New Zealand, which I love. Everyone else, put in the chat where you're watching from tonight. Carol says BC. Sarah representing South Burnaby. Kyle is I thought you were a Langley baby. No, you're saying Langley baby. That's awesome, Kyle. What do we got? We got Vancouver in Jessica. Anson in Richmond. Pretty close to me, I guess. I'm in Steveston. Selena's in North Van. I knew that. Natty's in Vancouver. G-Van in Surrey. Indigo, North Van, the Grouse Mountain area. Taylor is dabbing. I don't know why. Major, you're in LA. Beautiful. Zhao, I don't even know what this is. If I say it, is that going to, like, I swear? Coach Rob basically honing in on his home address, the exact opposite of Fangirl. Skytrain Alfred from Metrotown Burnaby. Yeah, Taylor, I know. I'm not going to say it out loud. I can't even remember now, but I should remember. But I'm sorry. I was too captured by your presence, and then why you can't be gifted memberships for whatever reason. Or Burquitlam. Okay, I get that. Like Burnaby Coquitlam. Very, very good. And then Hughes in here as well. Okay, awesome. Everyone is here. So moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thank you for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston in Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you. And I never, ever take you for granted. You can get involved by subscribing to the channel, get active in the chat section. You can like the video, like the fact that the Canucks won last night. I'm still in a good mood from last night. Brock Besser, Niels Hoglander, Elias Pettersson, Quinn Hughes, all had really, really good nights. So like the video for that fact. Like the fact that I kicked everyone's butt bowling last night. Like the fact that tomorrow night is going to be a massive game. The next massive game. Vancouver versus St. Louis. And like the fact that we are here together tonight, continuing to build this wonderful Canucks community. Leave a donation. Be the first to get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Really quickly, I'll just spend 2 minutes talking about my day, and then we'll get into previewing tomorrow's game. Now, I took the day off from work today. I had worked consecutive Sundays, long days, so I decided to spend some time with my lovely daughter, Kayla. You guys know Gail's out in the Philippines right now, so although I've been chatting with Gail a couple times a day. So Kayla and I drove out to Surrey and met my best friend, Andrea, and her daughter, Arya, who's Kayla's godsister, because Andrea and her husband are Kayla's godparents, and Gail and I are Arya's godparents. So basically, my daughter, my goddaughter, my best friend, we went to sushi at Sushi California, or California sushi. I'm not sure which word goes first, out in Surrey. And then we went to Guildford Mall. The girls wanted to go to that outdoor carnival thing, which I think is a little sketchy, but they went. And then Andrew and I just spent some wonderful time catching up on life. And it was a great day. And I drove them back home to their house. Then Kayla and I were back home by 7. She had someone over. I was hanging out, just kind of cleaning up my office space, getting ready for work. So pretty chill day. And I loved it. I don't know if you guys just kind of like, it's not like we didn't do anything today, but I didn't have to really worry about work, church, Canucks even. Not that the Canucks stressed me out. Someone asked me that yesterday. Canucks don't stress me out. So it's just a really, really good day. And I hope you guys had a really good day as well. Yes, I was in Surrey. I was in Surrey at Guildford today. Sushi, California, and then Guildford Mall. All right, friends. We talked about last week's game against Calgary that the Canucks won. We talked about that as being the biggest game of the year. And at the time, it was the biggest game of the year. But you know what's the bigger game of the year? Tomorrow's game. Because look at the standings. No change because only Seattle played, but they're too far out. There's only 2 games. Was it Toronto and Colorado? And then Seattle and someone. Actually, who were the games tonight? Because it wasn't... Yeah, there's only 2, right? Come on, internet. Yes, Toronto beat Colorado, and the Wild shut out the Kraken. So, Utah didn't play, Calgary didn't play, and certainly Vancouver didn't play, and St. Louis didn't play because they play tomorrow. So remember yesterday I was kind of saying that, it's easiest to extrapolate everyone playing the same number of games. So let's presume that everyone wins their games in hand and look at the stats. Well, we can't really do that because right now St. Louis has played one more game and they're playing against the Canucks. So you can see how this is such a big game. If the Canucks win tomorrow, they go to 77 points in 69 games, and St. Louis will have 75 in 70. So not only will the Canucks have that one game in hand still, obviously, because they're playing each other tomorrow night, but the Canucks will move 2 points ahead, which would be awesome. Calgary is right there. They're in essence tied with us if you presume that they win their game in hand, right? So they could have 75 points in 68. And then Utah is a tiny bit behind because they are actually 4 points behind us with the equal number of games played. So I give them the least. Well, I think Vancouver and St. Louis have the best chance of making the playoffs. Those 2 teams, and then I think there's a bit of drop off before you go to Calgary and Utah. So we certainly don't have to talk about the ramifications why tomorrow night's game is so important because we see it right in front of us. It is basically, if we win, we go 2 points up on St. Louis with a game in hand. If we lose, they go 2 points up on us. We still have our game in hand, but then we're going to have to win that game in hand to keep pace. So that's why tomorrow night is such a big game. Massive, massive game. Yeah, we'll see what the line. Hey, Murray, we'll see what the lines are tomorrow when the Canucks skate. We'll see if Connor Garland comes back in, and then he probably comes in for Linus Karlsson if he's healthy. Hopefully everyone else is healthy, but we will see tomorrow when they go. And yes, I presume Lankinen will be in goal. You're going to have to ride him as much as you can. Although Demko was a participant in practice yesterday, which is a very, very good thing. So let's look at what they say in terms of stats for Vancouver versus St. Louis, because they always have these little game previews on 14 games tomorrow. Only 2 games tonight, but 14 games tomorrow. And while this loads up, remember our discussion from yesterday where I basically said that presuming the playoff bar is 92 points, it might be a bit lower, but presuming it's 92, the Canucks will need to go 3 games over 500 for 17 points in their final 14 games. So 8-5-1 or 7-4-3. Now 8-5-1, that looks a little bit harder than 7-4-3. 7-4-3, technically it's 7 wins and 7 losses because the 4 means regulation losses, the 3 means extra time losses. So 7-4-3 to me, honestly, sounds pretty realistic because that means you win 7 outright and you lose 4 outright and you lose a little bit. You lose 3 of those games in extra time. Mark says I'm lagging a bit. Okay, interesting. So I'm not really showing anything funky. Weird. My internet looks good, but that's good. Hopefully I'm okay for tomorrow. Or Mark says just get 14 overtime losses. You can do that as well. No, you need 17 points. You need 17 points. So you can go 2 wins. No, 14, right? So you basically need 3 wins for 6 points and 11 overtime losses. That gets you the 17 points. So yeah, you can go 3-0-11. You can go 4-1-8, 4-1-9. You can go 5-2-7, 6-3-5. So there are many, many different ways to get to 17 points. Okay. St. Louis beat us 4-3. Then we beat them 5-2. So this is the rubber match for sure. Last 5 games, PD has 7 points, but Jordan Kyrou has 8 goals. Suter has 4. Jordan Kyrou has 5. That means he must have 3 assists in those 5 games. See how smart I am? And there's PD's 4. So PD's got 4 and 4. And then Dylan Holloway has 5 assists. Regular season goaltending, we're probably going to see Lankinen versus Binnington. Lankinen has better numbers. 2.53 to 2.81, 904 to 897, 4 shutouts to 3. So we will see what happens tonight. We know the Canucks. Actually, let's look at the last 10 games first. Look at the last 10 games. Canucks are 5-5. St. Louis, technically better. They are 7-2-1 and winners of their last 3. Now, granted, the last 2 were Anaheim and Nashville, but they've knocked off the Kings twice in there. Oh, that's weird. And Washington, only losing to Dallas Kings. What the heck? They played the Kings like 3 times in a week, or three times in a few weeks, a couple weeks, and they lost to Pittsburgh. But they beat Minnesota, they beat Washington, they beat the Kings twice in there. Of course, we've won 3 of our last 4, which is nice. So both teams playing relatively well coming into this. We were winners of 3 of our last 4, and St. Louis has won 3 straight. Well, we know about our team. Let's look at their team. Oh, Kyrou with 58 points. Robert Thomas played 12 fewer games, and he has 56 points. And then Holloway, we knew about him from Edmonton, 54 points. Buchnevich, 47. Shen, 43. Wait a sec. Our leading scorer has 43 points. Right? PD. They have... St. Louis has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forwards that have more points than our highest leading point tallier. So Kyrou, Thomas, Holloway, Buchnevich, and Shen. And then on their D, though, they have no one who's close to Quinn Hughes. They have Parayko, who's out. Then Fowler, Falk, Broberg, Suter, Tucker, Kessel, and Leddy. All right. And then let's just go to team stats real quick and look at a couple of things there. And then we can talk about what Gary Bettman said today as well. And then I'll get to all of you. So we look at team stats. Let's see. When it comes to goals per game, St. Louis is... Oh, I thought we'd be a lot worse. We're actually 23rd at 2.78 goals per game. That's not as bad as I thought. Yeah, 23rd. It's not great, 2.78. And St. Louis is in 18th at 2.93. So they score 0.15 points per game more than us. But when it comes to goals against, we got to be better than them, right? No, we're not. What the heck am I looking at? Goals against, they give up 2.93. And we give up an even 3. Okay, so we score more than them. No, they score more than us. So they're exactly 2.934, 2.93 against. We are 2.784 and 3. That's why we have a minus 14 goal differential, I guess. On the power play, we are 14th at 22.8, and they are 18th at 21.5. So we're better on the power play. On the penalty kill, did you guys know that we're 4th in penalty kill in the entire league? Remember how bad we were 2 seasons ago? So that's nice, 82.6. And St. Louis is Oh, they're down at the bottom at 72.4. So we got to get on the power play and just pound the heck out of it. Shots per game, I don't think this is going to be very good. Oh, great. St. Louis is fourth to last with 26.9. We are second to last with 25.3. Okay. So by stats, these two teams are not really ripping it up, lighting it up, but I guess that's why they're battling for the last wild card spot. Canucks obviously played one of, if not the most complete game of the season against Winnipeg, and that was without Connor Garland and without Thatcher Demko. Otherwise, everyone was healthy. DPD came in for Mancini. So I do like the way that the defense looks, whether it's Hughes with Hronik or Hughes with Myers, and then Marcus Pettersson with Hronik or Marcus Pettersson with Myers, and then some combination of Forbert, Mancini, and DPD in the bottom pairing. Forwards, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Besser did look good with Pettersson and then Hoglander, and then everyone kind of just slots in from there. Again, that was without Connor Garland. So before I go to my mid-show sponsor read, let's hear your score prediction. So give me your score prediction and give me your first Canucks goal scorer. I actually think the Canucks are going to continue their scoring, and I love it. I just love it when they light up Jordan Binnington, even though Binnington was good for us in the Four Nations. I'm going 5-2 Vancouver. I'm saying DeBrusk scores first. So I'm going 5-2 Van with Jake DeBrusk getting the first Canucks goal. What do you guys say? I'll do 3 minutes of highlighting yours. So give me a score and give me a first Canucks goal scorer too. Knuckleback says 3-2 in overtime. I presume you mean the Canucks. I like this. 4-2 says Alfred with Hughes as the first goal scorer. Hey, Michael, 2-1. Suter as the first goal scorer. G-Van says 4-3 Canucks and OT. Myers with the first goal. Sarah says 4-3 with PD. Fangirl says 5-3 Vancouver. Carol says, I think Vancouver is going to get 5 and St. Louis is going to get 2. So same score as me. I like it. Carol, 5-2. Coach Rob, 4-1 with EP40 as the first goal scorer. Hughes says 4-2 with EP40 as the first goal scorer. And Carol says 5-2 with PD. I said 5-2 with DeBrusk. Okay, I like those predictions. Lyndon says a 3-0 win. I presume you mean for Vancouver, Lyndon. So that is good. I like to hear that. Any other predictions, you guys? Any other predictions? I'm just looking up one thing here. I just want to make sure. I know things can change during the night, during the game, but I just wanted to see how the Canucks lined up last night, aside from that top line of of Pettersson with Hoglander and Besser. Yeah. So then Suter was between Sherwood and DeBrusk. Interesting line. Bluger with Carlson and O'Connor. And then a fourth line of Amon, Joshua, and Lekarmaki. Hughes, Myers, Pettersson, Hronik, Pettersson, Forbert, then Lankinen and Shilovs, which makes a lot of sense. Okay. What else we got here? A Shannon, 6-3 Canucks. Besser with the first goal. I love it. Besser continuing his hot hand. I love it. Hey, Viper, nice to see you. I'd rather win by 1 or lose by 1 instead of a blowout. That's fair. I kind of like it when the Canucks win by a blowout. And then G-Van. Clay, usually when I say the Canucks are going to win, they lose. When I think they're going to lose, they win. Okay, G-Van. So what did you say for tomorrow again? You said 4-3 Canucks win, though. Boo. I hope that Garland's back tomorrow, Carol. Demko is practicing with the team, so maybe we see him on the 6-game road trip. And then the Filipino, I'm not sure. Actually, it's very hard to get updates when someone's in concussion protocol, for sure. Everyone did play well last night. I hope one of the call-ups can get a goal. Me too. And then Richard says 6-2 Canucks. PD with the hat trick. I love that. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool if PD does get the hat trick. All right, friends. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then I'll have plenty of time to answer your questions and read your comments, because we're a smaller group tonight, which is absolutely fine. So let's start off by thanking my primary sponsor, and that, of course, is Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. You can check him out at coachpatrickliu.com/clay and receive a free 5-day workout when you do so. Thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of the fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. Thanks to everyone who has purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. I really appreciate all of your support that way. Reminder of how you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel so you get notified of my videos and get active in the chat section. You can like the video, like the fact that we're together, and like the fact that the Canucks are playing in a massive game tomorrow. You can leave a donation. No donations just yet, so will you be the first to get the donation train out of the station? You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And don't forget my shows this week. Tomorrow night, I am doing double duty. Right after the Vancouver Canucks beat the St. Louis Blues, I'll be joining Mark on Game Over Vancouver, so I'm looking forward to that. And then my own show later on at 11 p.m. And in between those two shows, depending on the Canucks win or lose, I will figure out something to fill my time with. So Game Over Vancouver with Mark at 7:15, and then my own show at 11 p.m. I put in the poll, I said, who will be the Canucks' biggest obstacle to making the playoffs? Meaning, who do you think is going to make the playoffs if the Canucks don't? 67% of you saying St. Louis, 24% saying Calgary, and only 8% saying Utah. I love how Knuckleback makes sure that we don't get shut out. So let's give Knuckleback some love in the chat. Knuckleback says, I think a donation fits my needs. A donation always fits my needs. Thank you, Knuckleback. Let's give some love to Knuckleback. Yes, I really appreciate your generosity. Okay, I'm going to answer your questions and comments. Probably not a lot to talk about tonight aside from preview the game. Oh, actually, one last thing, and then I'll get to some of your comments. Gary Bettman spoke. He spoke for 20 minutes to the media after the conclusion of the general managers meetings. So here are a few things. The biggest things, no rule changes. They talked about potential hosts for the World Cup of Hockey. They talked about, the medical issues, not especially Boston not being really happy with the way Charlie McAvoy was treated. Bettman said they're continuing to look into it, but they thought they're the best doctors and best protocol. A lot about CBA. They're going to work on it. A lot about the draft, how they're going to try and see how this decentralized draft works. All of the potentially draftable guys will be in Los Angeles in one location, and then all 32 teams will be running war rooms from their own arenas or offices. So that would be interesting. And then a quick talk about his future. He was kind of funny. He basically said that he, as much as people try and get rid of him, he's in here for long haul. He has no intention to step down. He even said to the reporter, he goes, I'm going to outlast you, which was kind of funny, but kind of like totally Bettmanish. And I must admit, you guys, of course I was mad at him when Boston beat Vancouver, 14 years ago. But Bettman has kind of grown on me a little bit. I maybe I'm more patient. Maybe I'm smarter now, or I just don't care. But he doesn't make me mad anymore. And he's still kind of not slimy, but a little bit lawyerish, right? And he kind of sort of condescending sometimes when he answers, sometimes patronizing. But I think now it's more funny as opposed to annoying. And Gary Bettman's story, I met him at the All-Star game in San Jose in 2019 or whatever it was. And I found out that he's taller than me, which is very embarrassing because everyone thinks that he's this very short man. But remember, anytime you see him in pictures, he's usually standing next to a player who's on skates. So it makes him look even smaller. I'm obviously not that tall. I'm only 5'6". I would put Gary Bettman at about 5'8" or at 5'9". Skytrain G-Van says, any chance the Canucks catch the Wild? Nope, I don't think so. They are too far behind. And it's really hard to make up. What's the difference now? Yeah, it's pretty hard to make up 8 points, even if you have one game in hand. I think that's too big of a gap. Would you think the big W over Winnipeg handed the Canucks a confidence boost? Absolutely. Why not? You just beat the best team in the league. So I hope so. I really hope that Lankinen can get a goalie goal, as I'm not seeing Canucks get a goalie goal. Yeah, it's very rare, Shannon. And I'm not sure how good of Lankinen is a decent puck handler, but I don't think the scoring is at the top of his priority list. Admittedly. Yes, Coach Rob will be on the show tomorrow night for sure. Oh yeah, GMs and refs better be more specific about goalie interference now. Yeah, Tyrone, nice to see you. My understanding is they reviewed 54 goalie interference penalties or situations, and they had general agreement on 52 of the 54. That's the stat I keep hearing. So, meaning that the GMs didn't have a problem with the way that it's being called, as much as us fans have a problem because it delays the game. And anytime it doesn't go in your team's favor, we kind of complain about it. But apparently that hasn't been an issue at the GM level. Yeah, exactly. They looked at, I think it was 54 cases, and they agreed on all but a couple. Exactly. Oh, sorry. You were saying they agreed on all but a couple actually warrant a call. Yeah, and hopefully the way Bettman spoke, not only were the GMs in agreement, but they're in agreement with how it's being called right now. Yeah, Athletic was confident owner ranking, and the Aquilinis came in 31st, only beating out the Buffalo Sabres. We need a Canadian commish. Yes, Sarah. I won't show the picture today. I'll do it another time. Actually, maybe if I can find it. No, I'll save that for another time. Gary Bettman is indeed taller than me. Actually, I might have it here. Let's see if I can find it pretty quick in my favorites. And if I can't, I won't waste too much time. But if it is here, I don't know why I favorited a picture that shows that I'm shorter than the commissioner of the NHL, but I did. So let's see if I can find it. It'll be right around here. No. And then instead of showing it on my screen, I'll just hold it up to the computer. Oh, shucks. I can't find it right now. It's going to have to be another time. But yes, Gary Bettman is indeed taller. Oh, here it is. There. So I think you can see it. Yeah, he's at least 2 inches taller than I am, which is not great. Yeah, it's true. It's true. If this season was like a roller coaster at a theme park, what part of the roller coaster are the Canucks on? Right now, they're past like the crazy, going upside down and the crazy turns. I think they're at the home stretch where there's maybe one more big loop or one big drop to go. I think that's where they are, meaning that they've kind of weathered the storm, and now it's a matter of can they prevail in the very end. So that's an interesting question, but that's what I would say right now. Do I know how many countries are competing? I believe it's 12, because they have 2 pools of 6, and then they whittle down to 8 and then go from there. But I believe it's 12, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Edmund, I think there's a chance that Hito will join the road trip because it's a 6-game road trip that lasts 2 weeks. I think that there's a chance for sure. Going to the Abbotsford game on April 11th. That's awesome, Cindy. Happy for you. When Garland comes back, I think Linus Karlsson, because Karlsson was the one who went in for him. And yeah, Karlsson played fine, but he wasn't a difference maker. But you don't need him to be. Yeah, the Canucks have a goalie goal in their history. 3-2 Vancouver. Okay, I like it. Will Lekkerimaki remain on the power play when Garland returns? That's a great question. My guess is no, but it is one way to get Lekkerimaki some confidence for sure. Hey, Marcus, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well, brother. No problem, Tyrone. You're doing your best. Aquilini should let the GM handle the team more. Yeah, that's kind of the big urban legends, right? Is that, or the myths, or maybe it's true that Aquilini has his hands in almost everything. Next All-Star game as a skill competition, they should do 5 pucks and see how many goals the goalies can score. That would be kind of cool, actually. Yeah, Carol, the Athletic did a fan survey and that counted for half the vote. And then the Athletic writers did their own input and they combined them for a cumulative rating. And the Canucks ownership came in 31st out of 32. The honorable one, James Morris, has 5'3" Canucks. Bettman is 1.7 meters. 1.7 meters. So that is 170 divided by 2.54. So that's 67 inches. So that's 5'7". Okay, maybe he's 5'7", I'm 5'6" then. Tyrone says on the roller coaster we're in the slow climb. I agree. The wooden roller coaster. Hey, Adrian. Best their first go. I like it. 3-2 overtime. Vancouver wins tomorrow. PD with the overtime winner. Nice. Sarah is also thinking about the wooden roller coaster. It probably makes you sweat, right, Sarah? I'm sure it makes you sweat. Shaky but fun. Bettman looks old and out of date with reality. Okay, that's one way of putting it. Murray, hopefully I don't look that way too. You may have talked about this, but is Demko going on the road trip? Yes, I'm sure he is, Shannon, given that he was practicing already. When do you think Bettman will retire? I don't think there's mandatory retirement like there is for like an archbishop or whatever. Because I've lived that. He'll be 73 in June. I think he's going to go at least 3 years to 75, but we'll see. At least. You went bowling with your girlfriend and got a high score of 50 something. I felt so proud. Marcus, 50 is an amazing score. If you're bowling blindfolded, I'm just kidding. 50 is an amazing score. If you played 4 frames, 50 is an amazing score, period. No qualifier. Where did you go bowl? Where did you go bowl? Hugh says, Talkit said that Demko would go on the trip. Awesome. Yeah, Lanky, I love the Canucks. I love the Grizzlies. A lot of potential. I'm not the biggest fan yet. I'm not the biggest fan, but it could easily grow on me. Michael says, got him. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Adrian thought that was funny. Marcus, 50 was terrible. I'm aware. No, it's all good. I'm just bugging you, Marcus. It's just ironic because I had my best bowling day of my history in terms of a 4-game total yesterday. I bowled a 235 in my final game. But not that we're comparing. Tyler, 134. That's good. The best line of the Canucks season is like the most unhealthiest person living to be over 100 years old. Oh, that's funny, Zal. Where did you hear that? That is pretty funny. And so true. Grizzlies are gone. So should the uniforms. That's funny, Hugh. Those jerseys, they're from Temu or something. I presume that's not good, right? Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Actually, I'm going to look them up right now while we're talking here. Canucks, Grizzlies, jersey. Yeah. Not the biggest fan. Yeah. Yeah. But again, it might grow on me. Wasn't it a coincidence? You bowled your best and the Canucks played their best? Exactly. And I looked my best. So it was a 3. The Canucks played their best. I bowled my best and I looked my best. So, well, that goes without saying. We'll see. We'll see what other best we can pull out tomorrow. Yeah, Marcus, we are doing very well. Thank you. I finished my master's back in the spring of last year. Gail is doing her master's now, maybe going to be a principal in the Catholic system. Sean is 23 years old, working full-time in digital marketing. Jacob is 21 years old, doing his last year of film school at SFU, and he made Team Canada bowling, the men's team, not the junior team, but the men's team. And Kayla had an awesome last couple of weeks. She got her driver's license. She got into UBC. And she won a provincial bowling tournament. We are off to Quebec City in May. Good night, Michael. Black skate is nicer. Grizzly jersey is not horrible. I give it a 7.5. That's fair. What was your favorite part of your first 24-hour live stream, and what changes would you made if you did a third? My favorite part, 2 things, was the fact that I pulled it off, but probably my mini concert with Marie, because that was a lot of fun. I know it wasn't Canucks related, but that was a lot of fun and showed our chemistry and showed her amazing talent. But really, everything about the first one was great. If I did a third one, I would definitely, first thing I'd do is break it up into 2 different links. first 12 hours, second 12 hours, because then it helps with, I lost one. Basically, I lost one of the streams because I didn't break it up. So that's one thing I would definitely do a lot better. What are your thoughts of the coming draft decentralized like in Vegas? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know if it's cost savings or people don't. So Gary Bettman did make mention that they kind of went out with a bang last year in the Sphere because of how stunning it looked. Oh, by the way, speaking of the Sphere, I bought a pair of tickets to the Backstreet Boys. So Gail and I are going to see the Backstreet Boys in Vegas in July in the Sphere. So I'll finally get into the Sphere, and I'll finally be going to Vegas when there's no Canucks game. So at least I won't see the Canucks lose. So that was my excitement for the past day. We'll see how it goes. So much Elfrin is going to rely on technology and connection and flow. And you don't worry about that stuff as much when you're all together in the same spot. So that will be an interesting experiment for sure. Vintage jerseys, Bertuzzi Naslin, but quite expensive. I didn't know that, Hugh. More tortillas in the next live stream. All right, we'll do it. That was the second one. What was the second one, Viper? What are we talking about? The tortillas? Yes, that was in the second one. Oh, I don't know. It's an elimination game, but it's a very important game. We don't have a grinder, fighter, or even someone who can stand up for teammates. Do you think it's going to be a problem in the playoffs? I don't. And I don't necessarily agree with, we don't have a fighter. I do think like Joshua can play gritty. Hronik, Marcus Pettersson can play gritty. DPD can hit. Bluger can play gritty. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. There's no one that's going to make the other team scared of us. That's for sure. But not sure if it's going to be a problem in the playoffs because you're not trying to, you're playing hard, you're trying to score, you're playing good defense, but I'm not sure if you need like a fighter in the playoffs, but you do need someone to stand up for teammates for sure. Would you rather versus the Jet Stars or the Golden Knights in the first round? Of all threes, Vegas. Nah, actually we're in tough against all of them, but I think naturally if we make the playoffs, it's going to be Winnipeg. I don't think we match up well against Dallas, and Vegas I think is 50-50. Sometimes we play them really well, and other times we really struggle. But Winnipeg, I simply don't see us beating Winnipeg 4 times in a 7-game series. Coaches, Canucks will do nothing in the playoffs, 1 or maybe 2 games, no more. No, they got to play at least 4 games, Mark. Come on. Because remember, you have to lose 4 times to be out. The tortilla slap during your second 24-hour stream made me do a spit take. Yeah, Zal, it was crazy. It was like 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's a shame that that's the part of the live stream that didn't get captured, both on my computer or on YouTube itself, because, that was funny. Sean and Jake were hilarious. Kayla was great. And they slapped the you-know-what out of me, for sure. Oh, you're talking about the Backstreet Boys? Yeah, Shannon, I'm excited. Backstreet Boys, I like their music. Yeah, going again, Sarah. The Park MGM keeps giving me free nights, and I don't know if that has anything to do with how much money I've given them. I love the Backstreet Boys. Good night, Lyndon. Canucks make surprises in playoffs. Just because Miller's gone doesn't mean we are doomed. The 2 big trades, filling the hole after Miller left a bit. Yep, all the trades that we made at the end of January helped address our blue line for sure. Forbert wanted to go after Dickinson after that hit, but Dickinson wouldn't come out on the ice again. That's true. You kind of wish he did. Good on Forbert. Great point, Marcus. So I guess you're saying Forbert is a guy who will stand up for teammates and fight. Yep, great point. Forgot about him. Look at all the teams. You can go down the teams in and go, they are built to go deep. Then you hit the Canucks. We have more holes and weapons. Yeah, that's fair. No, I don't disagree with you. Would you agree with this rule change? Score short-handed goal penalties over? I'd be open to it. I think that's kind of cool. Does PWHL do that? I think that's pretty cool. Garland, Suter, Hoggy, Sherwood, and Joshua Wall jump in. Yes, but none of them would scare me. Backstreet Boys, classic indeed. Could they make a 2023 Panthers run in the Cup? Anything could happen, Jeevan, I guess. I just don't think it's realistic. How do you like the new power play with Lekarmaki on the left flank? I'm fine with it. You need a right shot guy there, at least from a one-timer option. He was fine. I want to see more. And it's interesting that someone else asked, will Garland just take that spot if he comes back? Maybe there's more to Clay going to Vegas again. Maybe he won a huge amount of money and Vegas can give him the huge money. I know. If that was the case, I would have told everyone because I'd be bragging about it. The tortilla slap also made me see your mad dad face. I can so relate. Yeah, so Zal, that's true. And I think I explained it, and you may or may not have heard it. I was playing it up a little bit. Yes, I was mad. I definitely was mad. No, I wasn't mad. I was surprised at how hard Kayla slapped me because it caught me right over my ear. But I wasn't going to lose it on her on the live stream in front of 100 people, right? So I was a tiny bit mad, more surprised, and then I did play it up a bit for the dramatic effect. Like I did the slow spit of the water. Yeah, actually, Mark, I've heard other people say this, that they won't go to the States because of what's going on and they won't support the United States economy. Which mid-season acquisition from the Canucks has impressed you the most? Well, I guess the only mid-season ones are Hito, O'Connor, Marcus Pettersson, right? I'm just thinking of actual mid-season pickups. Yeah, Hito, O'Connor. You know, he's our own guy. And Mancini, I guess. I think DPD. I know we didn't acquire him from another team, but to me, he surprised me, being a wonderful surprise. Did you see the MP3 tortilla slap clip they've shown in after? No, I haven't seen that one yet. And what happened? Tell me about it. Sherwood said next season he's going after Dickinson. Yeah, I heard that. If we play exactly like yesterday, we'll win tomorrow. We have to get the first jump on them and set up the forecheck, just like yesterday. Silence the crowd, and that's it, right? Exactly, Natty. Simple. We just got to do all those things. But I'm not being sarcastic. It's true. We have to score first, and we have to stand up to the Blues. Absolutely. I hate how PWHL players all wear cages. They can't really fight. Yeah, but are women going to fight in hockey? They do have that rule. Hey, Roberto, I don't think girls want to stick her puck in the face. Yep. Lou is in the house. When you do see the Backstreet Boys, keep an eye out for any of the NSYNC members. Backstreet and NSYNC are friends now compared to when they were both performing. Yeah, but I don't think they were fighting in the 90s. It's not like they're, you're going to have two boy bands duking it out in an alley, but there's certainly a friendly competition as they both tried to attract the same type of fans. Dickinson will be magically on the LTIR when they play the Canucks next season. Nice to see you. If you look at the way they demolished the Jets, I think the Canucks have something special going on with the team. Yeah, we'll see, Murray. They have won 3 of 4. I don't think it's the real loot. That's for sure. Who has more to prove, JT Miller or PD? Well, after the trade, Miller was better. Now PD has outplayed Miller. Honestly, I don't think anyone has more to prove, Adrian. I think both guys are just trying to help their team get in the playoffs. Both teams in very similar spots. How many points has DPD gotten, and do you think he's on the way back? Well, he did play yesterday. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if you're asking about which Pettersson you're asking about, but Elias Pettersson has 41 points. Not amazing, but he's gotten a lot of points, 43 points, excuse me. And DPD has, and we don't expect him to get a lot of points. He has 2 points in 16 games. Yeah, Luongo is my favorite player too of all time. Yeah, Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC, and then with New Kids and 98 Degrees cheering on from the side. PWH women are beautiful. Mancini meeting the kid who bought his sign. Said, yes, I saw that. And then Mancini didn't play. Backstreet and NSYNC were managed by the same person. Lou Portman pitted against each other. They got paid poorly. That doesn't surprise me at all. PD needs to show up for the playoffs. Even if we were getting killed, I just want to see these guys go show me fighting some grit. Go down swinging, yep, and then build for next year as well. Okay, friends, I'm going to wrap up here. So it's going to be a great game tomorrow. Oh, thank you. Well, my music, actually, Backstreet Boys, they weren't my favorite, but I do like them. I'm a total 90s R&B guy. So New Edition, Boys to Men, Belle Biv DeVoe, that's my kind of music. Surprised with DPD's play. How much do you think playoff tickets will cost if we make it? Sarah, it's it's so hard to say because there's so many different price levels. But probably for the cheapest ticket, you can get in for like through Ticketmaster. Generally, before discounts, you can get in for about $70 a seat, the cheapest ticket, I believe. I think that it's going to double. I think the cheapest ticket will be $150 to get into the arena. But let's worry about it when we get there. Boys to Men is definitely the bet. Yeah, Coach Rob, sorry, I won't be on until 12, but I'll contact you tomorrow about joining my show tomorrow night. And finally, what are the prospects of the new CBA will be ratified instead of negotiations going nowhere and a blackout ensues? Well, Scott Straight and Alfred, like always, they say that they're going to try and avoid it. They say that they're on a good track, but I guess we'll believe that when we see it. But I'm optimistic. I'm always optimistic. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thank you for your support, as always. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe, and you can leave a late donation. Thanks to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate and Coach Patrick Lou, Weight Loss Coach. And thank you, Knuckleback, for the $2 donation, ensuring that we were not shut out tonight. Hopefully the Canucks will shut out the Blues tomorrow, but we were not shut out when it came to donations. Thank you to Knuckleback. Again, remember, tomorrow night, I'm with Mark for Game Over Vancouver right after the game, and then my own show at 11 p.m. And Coach Rob, I look forward to having you on my show tomorrow. So a happy early birthday to Coach Rob. Tomorrow night, massive game. Canucks versus the Blues. The winner will take over sole possession of the final wild card spot. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. So excited that I'll be talking about it twice tomorrow after the game. Okay, friends. See you tomorrow night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. What do you call a criminal flying and then landing an airplane? What do you call a criminal flying and then landing an airplane? Condescending. Condescending. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.